80% of African Americans, stop pretending, cannot afford to come to Africa.
Wow, really?
I'm saying they cannot afford. They may want it in their heart, but America has them shoes, have them bootstrapped, tied. Because guess what? They have to pay mortgage every month. They have to pay their car note every month. They have to pay their insurance every month. They can't even watch DSTV unless they pay every month.
Wow.
So how are you going to have money to say, let me go back and learn about my family, my history, my roots? When every month you have to worry about, I got to pay this. I got to pay. When do you get a break to think?
Wow.
But that's the system. This allows me to control you left, right. Because you never have time to stop and say, oh, how do I work on this, or where do I go from here? You don't have that time. When you live in America, most people, if they're being honest, on the first of the month, from the first to about the 20th, 25th of the month is when you finish paying your bills.
Wow. Wow.
You probably got about maybe 5 to 7 days in a month that you can actually think without thinking about paying a bill.
I love my culture, but I feel like the African diasporas are losing the culture. And it's not our fault. I really do feel like our parents probably glorified what was out there. So rather than them teaching us Yoruba, it was more like exciting for them to be like, you need to learn English. You need to understand the English grammar, which of course there's an advantage to that because now we can go into English and European places and thrive. But I feel like I am so embedded into Nigeria and Yoruba that I would really have loved to learn the language.
Yeah.
So,
but I do think it's good that you do understand. If someone's having a conversation with you fluently, you do understand.
I'd understand, because when my mum was speaking to me in Yoruba, I'd speak back in English. That's what
Yeah.
So now, like, you could have a whole conversation with me and speak Yoruba and I'd get it. I'd know what you're saying. Like, you know, you're telling me I'm nice and that. Like, I don't understand that still.
Yeah.
But in terms of saying something back, my brain just starts going blank.
In African society, hair was more than just choosing a style that flattered your face or outfit. By looking at your hair, someone could tell your tribe, your identity, whether you're rich or poor, and even your fertility. African women shaved their heads as they mourned the loss of a loved one, and warriors often braided their hair like the Masai Marans from Kenya.
This is what I've learned from being married to an African man. The biggest thing to know, especially as you're getting married or considering getting married, is for us here in America, generally, when you get married, it's considered to be a union between two individuals. It's you as an individual marrying this person who is also an individual. And you decide everything between the two of you. And, you know, it's all about you two. In my husband's culture and in many other African cultures, that's not really how it's looked at. It's looked at more as a union between two families. So it's very important that the two families, as much as possible, get to know each other, get to understand each other, exchange phone numbers, and, you know, communicate back and forth. It's much more important to them that your family approves of your spouse and that your spouse's family approves of you and gets to know you. When you have the actual wedding, representation from both sides of the family is extremely important.
An African American guy approached me yesterday at the gym, and I told him that I don't date African Americans. And he quickly jumped the gun and was like, oh, is it because we don't have a culture? That's what y'all think? I said, sir, this does not have nothing to do with you, but with me. I said, sir, I don't speak English. I don't know how to speak English. He was like, well, you're well spoken to me. No, you have about 2 hours of being with me. You'll be asking yourself, what are you saying? Every day you'll be like, come again, come again. I don't want to be coming again every time. I cannot even joke with you. You'll be asking me. You say, baby, that's not how you said that. Don't correct me. I don't want. After pretending to speak in medical terminology at work, I cannot even pronounce those medical words. You see me stressing those medical words to say it. You'll feel sorry for myself. I have to be stressing the high, hapo. No, it's okay. My boss often said, if you want to catch Miriam, catch her from 8:30 to 10:30. By that time, she speaks good English. After that, whatever you get, you on your own. And guys, after 2 hours, I'm tired. It's a full-time job. Sometimes, I'm speaking good English at work, or I'll be speaking in a tone voice, my voice is sweet, everything is calm. And then what they're hearing is a real African lady speaking breaking English. Oh. So I can only do 2 hours in a day.
And okay, so never say hello.
No, never say hello. Because words carry vibrations, yeah. We Bobo Shanti, we don't say hello. We deconstruct words, a lot. We don't say last night either. We say first night. Because there will never be a last night. You understand? Yeah, we do not say appreciate. We say appreciate love.
Oh.
You see? So there's many words that we have to deconstruct in English for you to get the proper vibration of what we really mean. You understand?
Hello guys, my name is Golden Boy, and I'm really grateful that you have clicked on this video. So it has been a while when I went for a short holiday, and here I'm back here. Now I want to talk about the cultures between the Africa and the African diaspora, where you have seen from all these my preceding speakers who have been talking about the cultures, the differences between the African culture and the African diaspora. And in this video, I only wanted to talk about the families in Africa. Now, when you come to Africa, before you get married to another, before you guys come a couple, you have to know one another. Like, you have to keep communication in contact. Like this lady said, these are some of the things that we usually do in Africa. That our father-in-law and mother-in-law need to know the other families, and it is through this that we end up having a negotiation on the price of bride and the bridegroom is going to incur. So guys, in these African countries, the family of the father usually pay the family of the mother a bride price. So that is something that I believe it is very much different from other countries. Like when you go to India, it is very different. The Indians, it is the opposite way. So guys, I wanted to talk about this, and when it comes to family structures, we really taking care of that, and that the parent or the father or the male has the responsibilities of providing for the family, and the mother has the responsibility of being a submissive to the family and to the father or to the head of the house, that is the father. And in the house, the head of the house is the father and not the mother, or not both. It is the father unless the father is not around. Now, in recent, you have seen there's been a lot of single parenthood here in Africa, which has been contributed by the Western cultures, where the Western have really corrupted into the African cultures, where many fellow women and men are taking note of the negative effects from the Western culture, and that they have ended up having a bad structures. When you compare these two continents, you'll find that Africa was not that same, is never the same. Like when it comes to the families, you'll find that a lot of female or a lot of women are single parent, and you wonder what is really happening. It is because of toxic social media influence that are affecting these families. So guys, I didn't have much talk about this, but I believe you have listened from my fellow proceeders, and you have seen and you have heard and you have also learned something from this video. So see you in another episode. My name is Golden Boy, and those are some of the issues that we as Africans are facing, and maybe African diaspora are also facing, because when it comes to both Africa and the African diaspora, you'll find that in the recent years, they are almost having these issues of weak family structures, which should not be a norm in this world. Actually, the family structure should be the most strongest foundation for the family to come out. So see you in another episode, and yes,